helps run it. An overshot of Vancouver taken from the boat. This is the harbor at Vancouver. This is the city of Vancouver from a different portion of the deck.
Bend down and take the airplane too. I took a picture of one.
This is some of the artifacts that are on the board ship.
Okay, thank you.
Eagle that's been carved out of butter and we're in the little room of the boat.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain, Mr. Boyson of Bridge. Use the latest nautical weather information. Unknown position
This
today.
is the Lido room where we had lunch.
32 minutes north.
This is some of the scenery that we're passing by as we're going up the inland passage on the way to Ketchikan, Alaska. There's some more scenery.
Oh, I think so. Oh, I got that.
This is the sun deck of the NS New Amsterdam. Cool, but if you stay in the sun, it's real nice. This is the dance class that they're giving in the main auditorium.
Oh, you have swaps, you guys, and
Lounge on board the MS Amsterdam, New Amsterdam.
Are you ready to Lamar?
Preparing for the ice carving. We're getting the ice ready to carve figures in. Here's where they are beginning to carve their figures or whatever they are going to make out of ice.
And one of these blocks left on its own would melt down in about 24 hours. A block of ice. Here, what will go approximately a half an hour.
This is a village that we passed on our way up in the inside passage.
Alan, speaking to you from the bridge. This small little village we're passing by right now is Bella Bella. It's actually one of the largest Indian communities on the west coast of British Columbia. There was a population of about 2,000 church. Bella Bella was recently renamed Monthly Club. It is run by elected band council. The community is served by the BC, or the British Columbia ferry system, and several small airlines. And various traditional arts, such as cedar carving, basket weaving, and dancing.
This is a village that we passed on our cruise up the inside passage, and the little lighthouse.
It doesn't look like there were any eagles out and about this morning, or actually this afternoon.
No.
But take it to heart, folks. The next several days, somewhere along the week, you should be able to see an eagle somewhere. Told the boat system a few minutes ago, there are 15,000 bald eagles in southeast Alaska alone. So take heart. We should be seeing eagles somewhere along the line the next several days.
This is
Salmon. Let me explain to you where we're at. We're at Deer Mountain Salmon Hatchery. It's run by the state. There are numerous fish hatcheries throughout the Alaskan islands. What they do is, what you're seeing are pinks, and these fish don't even have anything to do with the hatchery. They're just here naturally. This is where they come to spawn.
the wooden net that they catch the salmon in for processing as they come down the stream. This sign is self-explanatory.
I was telling people in the front, keep in mind that the totem poles you see here are
to 156 years. And the poles that are displayed out here represent 4 distinct types of pole, different reasons for their being raised. Totem poles had no religious significance and were never worshipped, but were raised to honor ancestors, to document important social events, and to record the knowledge and the oral tradition of the peoples. Peoples again being the Tlingit, the Haida, and the Tsimshian, local Alaska natives.
Part of the totem poles at the Totem Heritage Center, where we are touring today. Move over to your left a little bit. This way. Move over this way. A bit more. Smile.
We didn't use that much coloring. It didn't last that long. Once you carved the totem pole, you never altered it again. You paint it once, that was it. If it was leaning, you'd leave it leaning.
State Park, and the guy is explaining about the totem poles, and these are some of the totem poles that we saw.
Trace for some more of the minerals in it. What we'll be doing is going into the plant house.
This is the totem house, the clan house where the people live together. These are the guards on, that kept enemies out. This is the totem pole of the clan house. The New Amsterdam that's docked at Ketchikan. I'm going to get as much as I possibly can, but as you probably noticed, there is a lot of shrubbery and things in front of me. Our cabin room. I know I'm not doing it right, but I didn't start in the right place.
Doesn't matter. Don't have to be perfect on everything.
Juneau, Alaska, which is the capital of Alaska, taken from the deck of the MS New Amsterdam. From here we are going on our way up to Skagway. This is another cruise ship that pulled in just before lunch. And some more of the ships that are...
What? One more
The one with the dark
Get your
bottom
head
is
down.
the ship that we were on.
I'm not going to get all three.
We've already staffed it. We staffed it. We are at the Gastineau Fishery, Fish Hatchery. This is one of the... These are the fish ladders at the Gastineau Fish Hatchery. This is our first stop in Juneau. These they are killing the fish to take the milk from the male and to take the eggs from the female. These are some of the salmon waiting in the things to be taken into the hatchery to be separated and to be milked for their eggs and for their milk. Here we are in front of the Red Dog Saloon, quite a notable place.
You have to go in front too. That guy's not right in front of you.
Yeah. Hard rock gold miners, showing you how they mined for gold in the early 1800s. This statue is located at the pier in Juneau, Alaska. This is one of the drawings that are on the sides of the buildings that we see quite frequently while we're here in Juneau. This is about the Raven and the Eagle in Juneau. This is a street in Juneau. The houses are built so high up on the mountains that they can't build roads, so they use the steps and they give them street names. Glacier that we're going to spend about an hour here so that we can really get a good view of it and hear more about it at the Visitor Center.
There's not much vegetation.
This is a waterfall at the Mendenhall Glacier.
And walk down here. You just go down to the...
This is a waterfall that we saw while we were traveling up the Lynn Canal. Skagway.
One little pup. I have 430 now. Okay.
This is a famous hotel, one of the first that was built here in Skagway, and this is the mountain range behind it, and some of the buildings in the town. All of the driftwood that's used to decorate the front of it.
Oh, that.
Little houses were the brothels that they used during the gold rush days, where the girls would take the men in and then take all their money. We're in Skagway. Those are snow and glaciers on the mountaintop there. British Columbia. This is the canyon in the Yukon Territory.
One of the elk up here is the park. Started creating drainage ditches, and pretty soon he has some nice property here. He's left this particular area over here to our right-hand side, distant between Asia and Alaska thousands of years ago, and they hung around.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Black and tan.
Yeah, our caribou.
I'll let you take that.
This is the bridge that I just took a picture of the signs. This is an old mining bridge that they used to bring the gold and things over. This is the creek. And this is the Killane Mountains in the background, which we will be going through most of the day today. Here is the mountains. This is the motor coach that we are traveling on from Whitehorse up to Fairbanks. We are stopped at the McIntosh Cafe for lunch. Kewaunee Lake. We're still in the Yukon in Canada, headed toward Fairbanks. On the Alaskan Highway on our way to Fairbanks. Self-explanatory. This is the border between Alaska and Canada. Tetlin Mountains Range.
He's going to take a picture of us.
Alaskan Huskies that draw the sleds to take supplies for different places and also are used in the Iditarod dog race. This is the Westmark Hotel. This is the type of hotels that we have stayed in since we started our land tour. Most of them are very nice. Some of them are kind of small, but they're very clean, very efficient, very nice on the inside. This is Tok, Alaska. This is our second stop on our way to Fairbanks up the Alaskan Highway. This is flowering kale that they have planted at the side of one of the stores here in Tok, Alaska. This is Butterball, an Siberian Husky. He's 2.5 years old. They use him on the dog sleds. Come on, look up here, boy. These are burros that they go out in the woods and get, and they decorate the front of their houses with them. They make rail posts out of them. And this is a dirt roof, sod roof, on that some of the houses up here use to help insulate their house during the winter. Jason, the one on the right is Rob, our driver.
No, not here. No, I think he
This
said
is the end of the Alaskan Highway.
that's why we got our little snack. Hey, honey, you have papers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Uh-huh.
I'm looking for a paper.
It's self-explanatory. We're here at the Visitor Center at the summit of the Alaskan Highway. This is the beginning of the Alaskan Pipeline. The roadhouse that was run in the early days when the men came through to the pipeline. This is the beginning of the Alaskan Pipeline.
No, not the beginning.
This is the Alaskan Pipeline, part of it that comes down from the north.
Pretty sturdy bridge.
This is the Alaskan Pipeline. We are on board the riverboat on the River Sheena. We're taking a 4-hour trip down the river into the Tanana River and then turning around and coming back. Some of the scenery along the river. This is a fish
You
group.
know, we don't even mark the channel because you lose your markers because even by this afternoon things will start to change. But
These are
Talk about
sandbars
tight
in the
squeezes.
Tanana River.
everywhere you look, there's something to bump into or get stuck on. Look ahead of us, how close we get to that. If we get stuck, Jim says it could take 2 days to get unstuck.
On the Tanana River.
Right behind
This is Mary Fields and her dog. They ran the first Iditarod.
And Mary says, good morning, Mary. In addition to Mary's Australia, I had a chance to visit with her boy at the dog yard, Mary Fields.
That you see on these garments are the Athabascan trademark. You do not see them too often anywhere else. And the glass beads arrived about the time of the newcomers, which took the place of porcupine quills, which are flat
Tassels used on the design to show her husband is a good trapper and he did catch a wolverine. Now get your cameras ready because she's going to show you the sunshine rub. You can see why we call this the sunshine rough because it resembles the sun. Outside of this rough is made from timber wool. The inside of it is made from wolverine. Wolverines used in most of the park for us here in Alaska because of shit. Now, if this Yupik Eskimo woman here were to travel to another Eskimo village, most likely the women in that village could actually tell what family she's from.
Lived in the early days. This is some of the ways they dried their fruit and preserved bones and things to use in their living. Village that we toured earlier this morning.
Anybody take a ride on Sled?
This is an elk chair that we saw in the University of Alaska Museum. Work of some of the Indians that we saw at the University of Alaska Museum. This is the grizzly that is in the Museum of the University of Alaska. These are some of the beautiful flowers that we've seen all through the cities of Alaska since we've been here. The Alaskan pipeline that we are seeing in Fairbanks. You can see how high off the ground it is by Ebagine. Side of the pipeline looks like where the oil passes through it. Cleans out the inside of the pipeline, because the oil leaves like a waxy coating on it. This is Gold Dredge number 8. This dredge takes and separates the gold from the dirt and the gravel and the sand.
The reason that the Fairbanks Exploration Company abandoned the dredges, the U.S. government had a $35 ceiling price on gold per ounce. And they said they could no longer afford to operate 3 crews a day on these dredges.
This is a gold dredge in operation. This is just outside of Fairbanks, Alaska. This is the bridge in the gully as we're heading on our way down to Denali National Park. We are at Harper's Lodge, just outside of the Denali National Park in Alaska. This is a scene from outside of our cottage door. These are caribou in the Denali National Park.
Well, these are bull caribou. That is their male caribou.
There's more up on the right there.
Yeah.
That's some more of the moose.
As fresh as
This is the tundra. This is what they call the wet tundra.
Well, 92
In
the fall
Denali
of
Park.
92 snow, I should say.
This is a snow-capped mountain in the Denali Park.
When I don't have my telephoto lens on,
That's all brand new.
No, I got 2, but I want to say this for get to see that now.
These are the Alaskan Range
Getting
Mountains.
up here.
Oh, okay. Too far.
Bull moose.
That's Alaskan bull moose in Denali Park.
Questionable Willie Charger photographer if moose image. Tall at the shoulder. I mean, yes,
This is
should
some
be
more of the
7 feet
Alaskan
tall
mountain
at the
range in
shoulder.
the Denali National Park. This is our rest stop in Denali National Park and our turnaround. We're getting hot drinks here, and then we'll get back on the bus and eat our snacks.
Feel that great.
These are cottonwood trees.
Maybe I ought to get another.
There. You're welcome, God.
She's gonna come up close for all of these picture lens cameras.
Anybody else need to get in here?
This is one of the dogs that they use on the dog sleds.
That's where the Mounties use it.
Our demonstration, but I do want to go over some logistics. First of all, we're standing in a large circle now. However, when it does come time to hook up the dog,
John Nuremberg, he'll come in when they're 8 weeks old and take pick of the litter. These guys will probably, when they're about 4 months old, start running loose with the team, alongside the team. When they're about 6 or 7 months old, or when they're strong enough and fast enough where they really start causing all kinds of trouble on the trail, then we'll put them in harness for short periods of time. So they
These are the dogs all ready to go. They just came back from a run.
Hike was the command to get these dogs.
You don't get the depth, do you?
It's a downhill sign.
The raindrops.
Yeah, you have raindrops.
They gave on our way
That would be ugly pretty on a clear day.
Anchorage.
I can see it on this side. Yeah. The timing was good too. You can watch that one.
I know. This sign is sort of self-explanatory. This is turn around again point. This is where Captain Cook came in to try and find the passage through down to the lower part of the other water and couldn't go any further, so he turned around and headed back in Portage Bay.
Very porous. So what the good rains has been having is washed most of the ash off of the ice. But you'll see ash on the snow patches still. That's because the snow is much more porous, so it's been holding the ash in. You'll see those patches up on the mountainside and then above the water. We'll be seeing the patches away from the face of the glacier.
Here's the skyline of Anchorage looking out the window from our room, which is located on the 12th floor of the Captain Cook Hotel in Anchorage. Tonight in Seattle, Washington. The street that you see is Pacific Avenue. We came up this street from the airport. Comfort Inn, where we are staying tonight. Where we stayed when we got back from Alaska. It's still recording though. How do you shut up? Push it again. Push the red button again. It's still recording. Look in it. The trains used to come in and out when we were kids.
We used to play all the time.
We used to play over here all the time. This is the depot itself that the Historical Society is refurbishing and trying to bring it back to its original. This is the old barn that they used to store the shipments that came into Flushing. They used to store this and store the things in this barn. This is the other side of the depot. This is the S&M lumber yard in Flushing. Part of this building that I am photographing right now used to be the house that Mother and Daddy lived in before they sold it to the lumber yard. The shed here is where our house used to be when we were kids and we lived in it. This is the elevator in Flushing that my dad used to work when he was a young man and we were kids. We used to stop over at night after school and see what he was doing and grab a bunch of wheat and eat it on the way home. This is the back side of the elevator. Used to be coal yards on the opposite side of it. There's a chute that they used to load the boxcars with wheats and oats. There's a storage bin for the corn or the oats or the wheats, whichever crop was in at that time. Here is some of the machinery that used to be in the old elevator. Old stairs that used to lead up to the beanery, where the women would come in and pick out the old beans from the beans that were brought in. Anymore as an elevator, but more or less as a storage space for the feed and grain man that runs the store now. He doesn't use the elevator for anything but storage. So you can really see it's gone into disrepair. River that goes around Flushing. Over across is the old waterworks. Down in here is the park that they have made where they hold concerts and picnics and things like that. This is a view of Flushing from on the opposite side of the river. Take pictures of the old elevator and some scenes around Flushing when we were kids. This is some more of the elevator, which is now a lawn and garden shop. And Terry, when I was going to school, I'd come over on the evenings and then again all day on Saturday and take care of her.
Your first job?
It was my first job that I ever had after selling corn cobs.
Forgot all about that.
This building here used to be Freeman's Mushroom Factory. We used to come up here and walk through and watch the mushrooms growing.
They were hurting like crazy, you know. All the time. I says, Margie, I've lost the pad off of my glasses. And that was before I lost the key to the suitcase.
The one with the dark bottom is the ship that we were on.
I'm not going to get all three.
We've already stepped. We are at the Gastineau Fishery, Fish Hatchery. This is one of the These are the fish ladders at the Gastineau Fish Hatchery. This is our first stop in Juneau. They are killing the fish to take the milk from the male and to take the eggs from the female. These are some of the salmon waiting in the things to be taken into the hatchery to be separated and to be milked for. Ready to leave port to get on our trip. We are now leaving Miami on our way to Nassau. This is going out of the channel. That's a cruise ship. Following us out. Out there right now, some more of the Miami skyline. This is a view of Nassau from the Fort Finn Castle. This is in Nassau. This is some of the dock areas. This is the water tower of Nassau, the tallest building in Nassau. This is some of the buildings in Nassau. Very windy here today.
Harbor, but you don't go to the harbor except at the pool. You see, like they had it over covered with trees. So in case, you know, it was during the like the English, okay? We was under the English, but we got our independence July the 10th, 1973. So the Spanish would come and try and plunder and take what they have, all right? But the fort was built to protect the harbor, and this was underground tunnel in case the fort was under top. But the fort was never used to knock.
Victoria Steps in Nassau. There's 64 of them.
All right, I'll give you
Charlotte, one of the forts that guarded the city of Nassau in the early times. This is some of the view that you see from Fort Charlotte. Some more of Nassau, some more of the ocean that we came up on. And the city. At the garden. Look at their eyes, they're white. This is the Sea Breeze. This is the ship that we are traveling on. Puerto Rico, and this is the ocean that we have been traveling for 2 days now. We should get into San Juan tomorrow about 2 p.m. We'll be able to take some more pictures of the island and places that we are going to go to see. Some of the people that went on the ship through the they're on the Pastor Road there. The island. of San Juan, Puerto Rico. We are taking a tour of the city today. This is some more of the city of New San Juan in Puerto Rico. This is the lagoon and the ocean beyond. I'm in this building. I don't know what it's all about, but he's going to explain it to us when we get back on the bus. This is a view of the city of San Juan from the top of the San Cristobal Fort and some of the fort. And the buildings beyond the fort in the background. More of the fort as it originally was. And the ocean, as you can see. And it's calming down. This is San Juan, Puerto Rico, taken from the deck of our ship, the SS Seabreeze. We toured the town today, as you will notice. Too much light on them. This is the ice carving that was done on the back of the ship. This is the island of St. John. This is Megan's Bay at St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands.
You got some prostitutes here. Stuck on a stone years and years ago in these pirates.
This is Megan's Bay in St. Thomas, and we're shooting this from the mountaintop. This is another view of St. Thomas and the Caribbean Sea that we came up on last night. We are still coming down from the mountaintop. And this is some of the scenes that we saw coming down.